Sometimes at the start of an expansion, we get so caught up with the shiny new raid trinkets or the ones from Mythic Plus that we sometimes miss the ones that were right under our nose. This might have happened here. The trinket we're looking at is the crafted, that's right, crafted Darkmoon Deck Dance, which does a kind of interesting thing. It's kind of like She-Wave, but let's take a look at it. Obviously, it comes with some agility. When you equip it, it periodically shuffles the deck while in combat, and the effect is call a refreshing dance that bounces 5 to 12 times between friends and foes within 25 yards, dealing 12,000 nature damage or 495,000 healing. The number of bounces is determined by the topmost card of the deck. 1 minute, 30-second cooldown. Now, these numbers are obviously, going according to the eye level of this trinket right now that I have the tooltip over, 386. It's much higher at 418. Once you craft it with the sigil on it, the Jetscale Sigil, this makes the Darkmoon deck no longer shuffle when the ace is drawn, meaning that it stays at the topmost card in the deck, right? And it gives you the highest possible proc effect on that trinket. Now, why did we miss this? When we were simming it previously, it wasn't including this embellishment on it. So yes, it is an embellishment, but it doesn't actually count as one of your 2 embellishments, much like the Alchemical Flavor Pocket. It's still an embellishment, but it doesn't count for your character max. So I did some quick sims on this just to give you an idea of what we're kind of dealing with here. So this is a patchwork sim, 5 minutes, one bot, one target, right? Very basic one, standard single target raid build setup, and the Darkmoon deck box at 418 with the Jetscale Sigil is simming 2.6% higher than my Grief Torch. If you want to look at actual numbers for that, that's 2,125 extra DPS. So that's a single target sim. We can look at an AoE sim. Now, this is a sim where it was a little different, right? So this is an AoE sim, left-right, dungeon slice, and it did not come out on top here. Now, this could be a fluke. This could be just with my setup in particular. My puzzle box is 415. Puzzle box does work very well with a left-right build, so it does make sense. So carrying on and trying some different builds, we have a no movement build here. This is with no momentum, not even initiative. This is a straight up standstill and blast build. And of course, Darkmoon Deck does sim pretty high here as well. It's again a 2.4% increase going alongside my Whispering Incarnate icon. And yeah, it makes sense to me. Let's keep looking at this build here. This is a Glaive Tempest build. This is the left mid with Glaive Tempest, used by a lot of people. You'll see a lot of players using this in Mythic Plus and sometimes even in Raid. And of course, it sims pretty well here as well. A little bit less than what it was in other situations, but still a pretty big upgrade for me. Now, of course, you might not have the trinkets I have, which may make this more valuable for you. You might not have a 421 Whispering Incarnate icon. Like, this is our best trinket, right? So you might not have this, meaning your sims are going to be different. The Darkmoon deck might hold more value for you because of what your options are. So just something to keep in mind, but it is simming pretty well in all situations, single target, in Mythic Plus, everywhere. So like I mentioned before, we didn't notice that this was a good item because when we were doing things like simming the best crafted item that I taught you how to do in my previous video, you can click that link up in the top right corner. It'll teach you how you can find the best item to craft for you with your gear setup. So the reason we weren't seeing it by doing this is because, like I said, it wasn't simming with the embellishment. So sure, we were getting the effect of the trinket. It was at 418, but we weren't getting the Jetscale Sigil on it, which obviously makes it proc at the highest amount every time. So that was the difference. That's why it's only showing up as like a 0.1% DPS increase when you do Droptimizer. Whereas when you actually put the right thing into your sim and give the item the sigil, it then works. So how do you sim this for yourself? Of course, you want to have Simulation Craft. You would type /simc. You're going to copy this, go over to Raidbots, paste it in here. And now at the bottom, we're going to add one thing. We're going to add an item. We don't actually have it. We're going to add it so it thinks we have it in our bags. So I have a line. I'm going to copy paste right at the bottom here. Just put it in right there. So trinket ID, bonus ID, and the eye level is 418. I will put this in the description below if you guys want to copy this for yourself. I have it saved in a notepad that I can, just paste it in all these different sims that I'm doing. But I will put this string in the description below. So we have that in. And now you can see here, it populated this with the Darkmoon Deck dance at 418 with the Jetscale. So we can click on that. And then you can run your sim, whatever type of sim you want to run, whether it's, patchwork or dungeon slice, whatever build you want to test, your options are unlimited. Okay, so you're probably wondering, how do you get this trinket? It's actually pretty easy, and this is what makes it so valuable. You can literally just buy the trinket off the auction house, right here. So this is the basic version of it, the Darkmoon Deck Dance. Now, this isn't very good in this form, but you can literally just buy this off the auction house. I bought it today. If you plan on making this trinket, if you want to get this, I would suggest buying this ASAP, because people are going to start putting these up for sale at an insane price, and it's going to get out of hand. But if you can grab one of these now at a relatively low price, you'll be in good hands. So you want to grab one of these, and then you have to upgrade it to the Darkmoon Deck Box Dance. Now this is where it's going to cost you a Spark of Ingenuity. Lucky for us, sparks now drop from literally any activity in Dragonflight. So any raids, including LFR. I got a spark from LFR the other day. Mythic Plus, any world event, I believe, maybe you can get them from. Rares, they can come from anywhere. They're kind of like Legion legendaries. If you guys played in Legion, they have a small chance to drop from all of these different activities. And every time you don't get one, there is some bad luck protection, meaning your chance is raised just ever so slightly the next time. So you can actually farm these sparks. You can just do literally everything that you can in the game. Hope you get one. Like I said, I did get one from LFR. So make sure you're doing LFR if you're trying to hunt for sparks. So you'll get your spark. You want to craft this Darkmoon Deck Box Dance, and then you're going to infuse it with whatever primal infusion, bring it up to 418. And then here is where you would apply the Darkmoon Sigil. And again, I have one in my bags now because I just bought it. If you can get one of these, buy it now before the prices go up. I'm telling you, the prices are increasing by the minute. People are flipping these, making a ton of money. So even if you don't have the spark right now, you can't craft this, go buy what you need, do it now before you can't, right? So get those items ASAP. And then, yeah, once you have it, you're going to craft it with the sigil, and bam, you got yourself a 418 Darkmoon Deck Box Dance with the Jetscale Sigil. And one thing I want to add, just a little bit of information as to why this might be a little bit better for us, is because the proc on this can actually crit, whereas some of the other Darkmoon decks, like the Inferno, it seems like it does a lot of just upfront damage, right? Like a ton of damage, but the effect on that can't crit. The effect on the Dance Trinket can crit, and of course, we have a lot of crit, and we gain a lot of value from crit because we have Know Your Enemy, meaning the critical strike damage is also going up with our critical strike chance. So that's what makes this trinket even better for us as Havoc Demon Hunters. So remember, I want to stress this trinket is not our best in slot. This is not like the best trinket we can get. It is a very good trinket. And the fact that you can literally just get this deterministically, you can buy it off the auction house, you can craft it with a spark. It's actually very, very useful for any alt or any character who might not necessarily have, a raid team to raid Mythic with. You might not be getting the Mythic Grief Torches or the Mythic Whispering Incarnate icons or even a high-level puzzle box. You might not have access to those, but you can get yourself one of these trinkets, and it performs exceptionally well. So if you like this video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you do get one of these, let me know how it works out for you. I don't have a spark right now, so I can't craft one, but I definitely will be crafting one just to mess around with. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Peace.